Hey guys, my name is Maz and thank you for joining me for your morning yoga class. So I know sometimes when I've dragged myself onto my mat in the morning, all I've managed is a child's pose because I'm just feeling so tight and so tired. So this class is designed to wake us up gently. We'll start low to the ground, really easing into the body, just checking in with the breath, and eventually we'll build up to some sun salutations to get the body moving and energized for whatever the day may have ahead of you. So when you're ready, start to settle into child's pose. We take the knees about as wide as the mat and we bring the forehead down to the ground. If the forehead does not meet the ground, feel free to place your hands underneath the forehead, maybe even into fists, to bring the floor closer to you. Don't feel like you have to rush into stillness here. It might feel nice to sway the hips from side to side, maybe even swaying the forehead from side to side on your mat to release any tension you might be holding on to there. Already starting to listen to the breath as we breathe in and out through the nose. Maybe take the arms a little bit wider so you can feel the shoulders spread across the back of your body. And allow the bum to work back towards the heels so you can really feel that length through the sides of your body. And just enjoy a few breaths here, not controlling the breath, just listening, being aware of your breath. On your next breath in, come up onto fingertips, peel the head off the floor. Find length through the sides of your body and keep the back of the neck long. You might choose to hold here for a few breaths, or maybe gently soften down, lift back up a little bit, just to really find that space into the body. And then on your next breath out, start to slowly walk the hands over to the right hand side. You might choose to place the left hand on top of the right, but you're in control of how deep you go here. Try and keep the head heavy, the neck long, and feel that stretch, that opening all the way through the left hand side of your body. Taking that big breath in, big breath out. And when you're ready, use the next breath in to bring you back to center. And the next breath out takes you over to the opposite side. Right hand may come on top of left, it might not. And again, keep working the bum back towards the heels. Keep a softness in the upper body and the shoulders. Taking that big breath in. And big breath out. When you feel ready, walk the hands back to center. Find that length just one more time. And we're going to slowly lift up to find our tabletop position. Wrist under shoulders, knees under hips, gentle micro bend in the elbows. Breath in lifts the chest, lifts the tailbone, lifts the gaze. Breath out rounds through the back of the body, pushing the shoulder blades away. So this is our cat and cow. Taking a few rounds with the breath in opening the front of the body, the breath out opening the back of the body, really marrying movement with breath. And really enjoying mobilizing the spine, releasing any tension you might be holding on to here. So finding a neutral spine again, we're going to turn the left foot towards the side of the mat and extend the right leg long. Check the foot, the knee and the arm are in a nice alignment, and then peel the right arm up and open, coming into a modified side plank. When it feels good, start to take some slow circles with that top arm. Really starting to notice how the shoulder's feeling. Making sure the hand, the knee are in a comfortable position, maybe pushing into the side edge of that right foot. Holding at the top as you breathe in, and as you breathe out, take the arm over the ear before gently settling in to tabletop again. So you might choose to take a few rounds of cat and cow again. Breath in, opening the chest, breath out, opening back of body. Or you might make this a little bit more wild, a little bit more intuitive, moving the body in any way that feels good. The hips might get involved, the head, the neck. This is a great opportunity to iron out any bits of tightness left in the body from your night's sleep. And then let's take the right foot to the right hand side of the mat, left foot out long, and then when it feels good, peel the left arm up and open for your side bend, your side plank. And let's take those arm circles again. Maybe start to compare how it feels on this side compared to the other. Maybe there's more space, maybe there's less space. Just notice, no judgment here. Holding at the top as you breathe in. Breath out takes the arm over the ear, last stretch, before bringing the hands down and settling back into our tabletop. So we're going to come into our puppy pose from here, checking the knees are in line with the hips. Keep them where they are as you walk your chest down towards the ground. Try and open the arms nice and wide, again to bring space into the back of the body. If you're feeling flexible, it might be the chin that comes to the ground. If not, keep the forehead down. And take a few deep breaths here. This is a back bend. It brings space into the shoulders, into the upper body, but be gentle with the lower back. Work the tailbone back towards the heels just slightly so you're not dumping into the lower back here. Really listening with the breath, staying present with the breath. So we're going to push our forearms into the floor and slide the chest forward, belly down, and we're going to settle into our Sphinx, another back bend. So really feel like you're drawing your mat in towards you. Push the tops of the feet into the ground. There's a gentle engagement of the glutes as you feel that space across the collarbones, the chest. Taking a few breaths here in our gentle back bend. And then gently let the chest come down to the ground. Take the hands nice and wide onto fingertips, about in line with the shoulders. Again, zip those feet together. We're just going to peel the right leg up as we breathe in and lower it down as we breathe out. Left leg lifts on the breath in, lower down on the breath out. Same again on each side. As the leg lifts so high you feel your glutes and your thighs engage. And then last time, lift opposite foot. Beautiful. Strength in the back of the leg. And then settle it down. We'll move that into the upper body now. So the breath in peels the chest up off the floor. And the breath out sinks you down. You're in control of how high you lift. Be gentle. Be mindful of your back. We're just bringing space into the upper body. And then take the hands by the chest. Peeling up again, hug those elbows in, maybe hover the hands off the floor, and if it feels good, lift the feet off the floor as well. Cobra, find that engagement in the glutes, that lift in the chest, the neck is long. And then the breath out gently lowers you down to the ground. Hands stay by the chest, let's push back up to our tabletop. And from here, we're going to find our first downward facing dog. So take the hands slightly ahead of the shoulders, tuck those toes and lift those hips up and back. And for this first down dog, take a deep bend in the knees and really reach the tailbone up high behind you. This is going to allow the back of the body to lengthen, to find space. Really feel like you're pushing your mat away from you. The gaze is back towards the knees, maybe even back to belly button if that feels good for the neck. And just feel that space in the body. And from here, you can start to move your dog in any way that works for you. Maybe bending one knee, bending the other, working the opposite heel into the ground. Keeping the chest pushing back towards the thighs to keep those hips lifted high. And feel like you're pushing your mat away from you. We're going to look up to the hands and slowly start to tiptoe the feet all the way to the top of the mat. You might need to bend the knees, come up onto fingertips. And when you arrive, grab onto opposite elbows, bend the knees as much as you need to, and take your ragdoll fold, maybe swaying from side to side, maybe nodding the head yes, shaking the head no. And just feeling that space we're creating through the backs of the legs, really grounding through the feet. From here, we're going to slowly step it back to our downward facing dog. You might choose to keep the knees bent again. You might choose to bring a bit of movement in or stay in stillness, drawing the chest back to the thighs. Next breath in, reach your right leg up and back. Bend the knee, open into the hip, and start to wriggle out the toes, the ankle, the heel. And you might even start to bring movement into the hips by drawing big circles with the knee. We're just starting to again create space, this time in the hips, in the legs. Keep your down dog position. And then let's draw that foot up to the top of the mat. Give it a hand if it doesn't arrive there. And we're setting up for our low lunge. Make sure the knee is in line with the heel. Rest the hands on top of the thigh. And really lift that chest as you sink deeper into the hip flexors. On the next breath in, we're going to bring the hands onto the back of the head. Lift the chest, lift the heart. And then as we breathe out, round and curl, almost like our cat and cow, but in our low lunge. Protect your lower back here as you breathe in and lift. And then open the back of the body as you round. Last time, back bend, lift that chest, open the elbows wide. And breath out, draw those elbows in, keeping that deep bend in the front knee. And we release those hands and bring them round the front foot. We're coming into our half splits. The hips start to work back so they're in line with the back knee, and then shuffle your front foot forward. Flex the toes towards the face, and then see if you can fold over your front leg. This is a very intense stretch for most of us, so show kindness to your body. Try not to let the back of the body round too much. Imagine you're working your chest towards the shins. Doesn't mean it'll get there, but that helps you find that length through the body. And soften in here, really listening to your breath, really staying present with any sensations you've got going on in the hamstrings. Deepen back into that front knee, coming up onto those fingertips. And let's tuck the back toes and find our way back to downward facing dog. Feeling free to wiggle it out again if that feels nice, or stay in stillness. And let's lift the left leg up and back, bending into the knee, opening into that hip, and let's wiggle the toes, heel, ankle, just warming into the joints of the foot. And just like before, if it felt good, take those big circles with that top knee. Noticing what space you have in this side in the hip. Comparing it to the other side, is there more or less space here? Let's draw that foot to the top of the mat, giving it a hand if it doesn't arrive. Back knee comes down, and let's set up for low lunge again. Hands rest on the thighs, you deepen into the hip flexors. Really feel like you're aiming the thighs towards each other and pushing into the front foot. The next breath in is going to take the hands onto the back of the head again. Draw your belly button up and in as you open those elbows, lift the chest. And the breath out draws you round you, draws belly button in towards the spine. And can you take 2 more rounds of that, really following your breath? Keeping that deep lunge in the front knee, so you're still opening into the hip flexors. And then coming back to center, releasing those hands, and let's place them around the front foot for our half splits. Again, the hips go over the knees, we flex those toes, breath in lifts the chest, and then the breath out helps you sink into your fold. Draw the left hip slightly back to increase the stretch. And again, let's stay present with sensation here. We never work into pain. Just listen to the sensations, bend the knee a little bit if you need a release. Half split, strong hamstring stretch. Bending back into that front knee, the hands frame our front foot, and we come back up to our downward facing dog. See if this dog feels any different after you've now opened the hamstrings on both sides of the body. We're going to start to take that slow walk to the top of the mat into our fold. And then as you breathe in, slide the hands up the shins, lift the chest, straighten the legs, find your flat back. And the breath out sinks you back down into your fold. 2 more rounds like that. Breath in, slides the hands up the shins, keep the back of the neck long. Breath out, sinks you, bend the knees if you need to. 1 more time, sliding the hands up, lengthen through the back of the body. And sink it down into your fold. Grab hold of opposite elbows again, linger here, maybe sway, nodding the head yes, shaking the head no. Next breath in, push into the feet, take the arms wide as you come all the way up to standing. And then bring the palms to settle at the center of the chest as you breathe out for your mountain pose. Slowly start to walk to the top of your mat, ground into your feet, work the tailbone down towards the heels. And as you breathe in, take those arms wide up, palms might come together. And then we're going to open the chest, bend the elbows into a cactus shape. The breath in reaches the arms back up, and as we find our cactus, make sure the tailbone's working down to the heels, the ribs aren't flaring too much here. One more big breath in, and then find that space through the front of the body as you breathe out. Breath in reaches those arms back up, and breath out sinks you all the way down into your forward fold. Just like before, the hands slide up the shins, find that flat back, keep the back of the neck long. Hands come down and let's step the right foot back, drop the knee. Engage the thighs, take a big breath in, reach the arms up and over the head for low lunge. And the breath out brings the hands round the front foot. Bring that leg to join the back leg for tabletop. And then draw the belly button up and in as the chest comes forward, elbows hug in and we lower down to the ground. Zip feet together, thighs together, lift to your baby cobra. Sink the chest down as you breathe in, tuck those toes to tabletop. And then lift those hips high for downward facing dog. The big breath in here works the chest back towards the thighs. The breath out works the heels towards the ground. Breath in, lift your right leg up to the top of the mat and drop the left leg down. Engaging those thighs, big breath in, reach to your low lunge, chest leads the way. Breath out, hands frame your front foot. Tucking the back toes, lifting the back knee. This time hop your back foot in to meet your front foot as you settle back into your fold. Hands slide up the shins on the breath in. Breath out sinks you back to fold. Power up those legs, take that big breath in, bring the arms up and over the head, and then sink the hands to the heart as we meet back. Mountain pose, ready to take the flow on the second side. So grounding through the feet, take a big breath in, reach those arms high. Clasp the hands, let the first fingers be free, and just start to take some circles with your body. Maybe they're slow and small, maybe they're bigger, wider circles. And again, this is where you get to be free, just moving your body, releasing any areas that still might be tense or tight. Just let go, move the body in any way that feels good. And then lifting at the top as you breathe in, take the arms wide and sink it down to your fold. Hands slide up the shins, big breath in, flat back. Sink the hands down, let's step the left foot back this time. Left knee comes down, thighs engage, take a big breath in, reach those arms up, low lunge. Breath out, the hands frame the front foot. Option this time to tuck the back toes and step it back to plank, or you come to your tabletop. Breath in your plank and you can lower by dropping the knees or come all the way through full plank. Breath in, you might take baby cobra, or you'll push into the hands and take your full cobra. Open those shoulders, chest is broad. And then the toes tuck under, the hips lift up and back, downward facing dog. Breath in and out here. Settling back to the breath. Breath in, steps the left foot back to the top of the mat, back knee comes down. Thighs engage, feel that chest lift as you find your low lunge. And then the hands come round that front foot, the toes tuck under, and we step it in to a forward fold. The head heavy, the neck long. Hands slide up the shins as you breathe in, finding that flat back. Breath out, sinks the hands down into your fold. Engage those legs, take the arms wide, big breath in, palms touch. And breath out, they settle back at heart center. Softening the shoulders, feeling where the feet are grounding into your mat, and just feeling the effects of that flow on your body. Going to take one more round on each side. So breath in reaches those arms, lift through the sides of your body. Breath out sinks you all the way into your fold. Sliding hands up to the shins, thighs, or maybe they stay on the floor, flat back. Breath out. This time I'm going to take a right foot back, drop back knee. Lift the chest, breath in, find that low lunge, cactusing the arms as you breathe out. Breath in reaches the arms back up. Breath out, open that chest, find your cactus. One more breath in, breath out, cactus those arms, space in the chest. And then bring the hands round your front foot and we step it back to plank, option tabletop. Breath in your plank and then lower. You can bring the knees down if that feels better. The breath in lifts the chest, maybe high cobra, maybe low cobra. Open the shoulders and then the toes tuck under, the hips lift high. We find back to downward facing dog. The breath in lifts the right leg, opens that hip, maybe wriggling out the toes, the ankle. Then let's draw that right foot all the way to the top of the mat, dropping the back knee. Thighs engage, big breath in, reach those arms high. And then breath out brings the hands around the front foot, tucking back toes, hopping back foot in, settling into your fold. Halfway lift, maybe fingertips stay down. Breath out, sinking. Breath in, power up those legs, take the arms wide, lengthen through the sides of the body, and sink it straight back into fold, second side. Hands slide up to shins, find your flat back, looking ahead and down. Breath out, release. Step left foot back, drop left knee. Engage thighs, take the arms up with you, breath in. Open that heart, cactus the arms, breath out. Breath in, lift. Breath out, core is strong as you open the back of the body, front of the body. Breath in, lift. Last time, leaning back into your back bend. Draw those arms up and then let them frame the front foot. Tucking back toes, stepping it back to plank. Drawing the belly button in, push back through the heels as you lower down. Chest lifts, micro bend in the elbows, space between shoulders and ears for cobra. Toes tuck under, hips lift back for downward facing dog. Left leg lifts up and back, bending the knee, opening into that hip, maybe wiggling toes, ankle, keeping the hips lifted high. And we draw that left foot back to the top of the mat. Dropping the back knee. Last low lunge as we reach those arms high, sink into the front leg, and hands frame the front foot. Tucking the back toes, hopping in to your fold. Last halfway lift, lifting that chest, finding that space, sinking it back into your fold. Engage those thighs, take the arms up, and then settle the hands to the chest, mountain pose. And again, take a moment to check in with how the body feels, maybe a little bit more energized, maybe the breath is flowing a little bit faster. And then take the hands onto the top of the head, open the elbows wide as you breathe in. And then round, tuck the chin towards the chest. And as slowly as you can, we're gonna fold all the way down. Letting belly come down towards thighs, head comes down towards knees, towards shins. Hold there. And then release those hands. Slowly step it back to tabletop. And come to take a seat on your mat. So bringing the feet out in front of you. Take a little look at where the knees are, and then bend those knees and take your feet to where the knees would have been. We'll take the fingertips behind us, facing the bum nice and wide, and we're going to open the shoulders. So just breathe in, lift the chest, and you might just feel good staying here. Or you're going to push into the feet, push into the hands, engage those glutes and those thighs, and lift the chest to your reverse tabletop. Feel that expansion across the collarbones. You can tuck the chin, you can drop the head, do what feels right for you, but keep squeezing those glutes and those thighs, really work the core. Enjoy that space across the front of the body. And then the breath out slowly lowers you down. Let's start to sway those knees from side to side now, just to release any tension that might have built up in the back, in the thighs, in the glutes. And then finally, make your way into a seated position. Spine grows tall, sit bones ground into the mat. Big breath in brings the palms together over the head. And breath out brings left hand to right knee, right arm comes behind. And we're going to take a little twist. So here we can let go of any tension that may have built up during our flow. We can allow the shoulders to soften away from the ears, and see if you can invite that twist into the midline of the body as well as into the shoulders, into the chest. Breath in unwinds you, brings the hands back above the head, and then right hand to left knee, left hand behind you. Breath in lifts the chest. And breath out opens into your twist. Seeing if you can soften the face now, the jaw, the cheeks, allowing the head to be heavy, the neck to be long. Taking another breath in and out here. And then soften those hands into the lap. Palms can be down for grounding or palms can be lifted for receiving. And rather than ending with a Shavasana today, we're going to end in this seated position. Just taking a few moments to listen to the breath. No controlling it here, just letting it flow at its natural pace. And taking a few moments to really thank yourself. To thank yourself for dedicating time to your body, to your mind, and to your breath. Shoulders soften. Cheeks, jaw, forehead soften. Enjoying this moment of stillness before you take on whatever your day has ahead of you. To close our practice, take the palms either side of the body. Big breath in, reach those arms up, lengthen, palms touch at the top, and as you breathe out, bring the hands to heart center. Namaste. Thank you for practicing with me, guys. I hope you have a wonderful day.